that's it, guys. It's all over. We say goodbye to a friend tonight. And unfortunately, as you would have seen earlier this week, it's old Marilyn that has gone to the grave. So I filmed some of the video you're going to see tonight is actually from the day of the accident. I haven't actually seen the car since, so I actually said my goodbyes then and there. But I just want to take you guys along. Bit of what happened, what some of the photos were, some of the shots I filmed walking around the car and that kind of thing. So join me tonight for this very sad episode of Panda Garage. We say goodbye to our dear old friend. Probably a perfect setting for this story. It's very windy outside here in Melbourne at the moment, but a couple of weeks ago, it was a Tuesday about 2 weeks ago, if not 3 weeks ago, I actually get a phone call. I was at work and Laura was in distress and said that she'd been in a car accident. Now what had actually happened was that our cruise, which there's plenty of videos still out to come on that, was actually playing up really badly the week before, and we finally had enough of the car and we got it all fixed up, all sorted out, and we got rid of the car. And so in the meantime, while Laura's car was actually being sent off, Laura was using my car. Now what happened was that it was raining that day. It only just started raining for the first time in a little while, and there was a lot of slick on the road, and she was really close to home. And she's gone around the corner from the traffic light. It was a red light. She's come around the bend, and as she's come around the bend, the rear end's kicked down on the car. So she's trying to correct it, but she might have overcorrected it slightly, and it's actually dug in. So she's done the right thing. She's trying to correct the car, but the car's dug in and just launched her into a parked car. So what happened was it's hit this parked car on the side, as you'll see in the video, hits it in the rear end with the corner. She sets off the airbags in the Monaro, pyrotechnics go off in the seat belts, in the clickers, and in the actual belts themselves. She's knocked the subframe out from pretty much the Commodore. That's pushed that car forward, and it's hit another car. So it's hit a Hyundai Getz, it's hit a Commodore, and then the Monaro is in there as well. So pretty much, I think most of the cars, if not all of them, have now been written off. So that's 3 cars in one go. So we'll cut to that footage now. Have a look at this first scene, and you'll see sort of a walk around of what happened.
It looks like this is the end of the trail when it comes to the Monaro. It's Laura sort of lost it in the rain, and it's come off, just crashed into this. So if it hit this one car, it's buckled everything in this, and it's hit this one as well. So unfortunately, this looks like it might be the end of the Monaro.
So it was rough, like, to hear. Like, I'm so glad that she was safe. I'm glad the car actually did its job and protected her, which I'm really glad about. It's, she went out in her own terms in the end, and I'm really happy for that. It's sort of like a weird feeling to know that you're the last owner of that car. I'm sort of glad in a way, because I feel like no one could have ever treated that car the way I treated that car. And so I'm sort of glad that that she was her own, she went out on her own terms. But at the same time, I would have loved to have seen her still driving around and that kind of thing. So it's kind of like a bittersweet moment. But she did her job in the end, and that's the main thing. She protected my wife, and I'm really grateful for that. So as you can see, this next clip was the final moments pretty much of seeing her. She's getting put up onto the tow truck. This car still ran, by the way, as you would have seen in Monday's video. The car was still running. They were moving it around, maneuvering it out of the way. All the other cars were cooked pretty much, but she started up, she'd get going every time. And I was talking to the tow truck driver, and the car sort of used to do this thing. I don't know if it ever showed up in videos, but as you were going to start it, it was like the starter motor was going on it, but it would only do it sometimes. And so you'd think the battery was flat or the starter motor was going, and it wasn't. It was just the car doing whatever the car does. It seemed to be I don't know why, but it always did this from the day I bought it. So he thought the battery was dead. He goes, oh, we've probably crushed something. I said, no, give it another go. The car will start. Sure enough, turns the key, boom, straight up. He drives it up onto the tow truck ramp. Didn't need to use anything on it. To the very end, she was still driving. So, and you'll see that in this video now.
There she goes. Just been speaking to the tow truck driver. He said it might be written off. So, beautiful girl. I'm just glad my wife's safe, but spewing. That's been a great car. Absolutely great car.
So yeah, I just wanted to make this video. I sort of briefly went over it on Monday, but what it means for the channel at the moment is that we're very limited on what we can do. We've gone from 2 cars we used to work on, or 2 or 3, 4 cars, down to just 2 pretty much. So we've bought a new car for my wife. We've got a new family car. I will show that in a future video. I'll take you guys on a bit of a tour of it. It's not here at the moment, but we're really happy with it. It's not something that is going to be really on the channel that much, because it's not going to really need any repairs or anything like that. And I also sort of just want to have that as our everyday daily driver. Just gets the job done, and it's pretty much an all-rounder for us. So we can go camping, we can take stuff away, we can take friends, and we know that the car's safe, and that's the main thing for us. So at the moment we're only left with pretty much 2 cars. We've got one that we're pretty much going to do a lot of videos on, which is the Vectra. I'm going to try a lot of stuff that I've always wanted to try, and this is a good base for it as well. It's not always on the road, which is good, and that's going to help out. Now, we've got the Jeep as well, but the Jeep's actually been behaving itself lately, so I don't really need to work on that. So it'll mainly be the Vectra. Now, if you watch Monday's video, I did hint that I do own another car. It's a car that I've owned for probably 15 years plus. I've had it since I was a kid. It was actually going to be my very first car, but I actually never used it because it had a little bit of rust in it, and we sort of kept it. We thought maybe, you know what, the paint job was a bit flaky on it. We might keep it as a farm car. So we drove it for years and years and years. I'm not going to say what it is just yet, because I want to get the ball rolling on that before I actually bring it down. But I am more leaning towards using that as my little project car in the future, because I will start losing my mind if I don't get to play with something, and that car is a really good base for it. So anyone that can guess it, guess what type of car it is. I'm not going to say what year it is. I was going to, but if you guys can correctly guess what type of car it is, I'll make up a t-shirt or something for you guys, and I'll send it out to you. So if you can guess what car it is, leave it down below, and I'll pick a winner if whoever gets it right. So in a future video, I'll come back to it. I'll make up some t-shirts. As you would see, the channel has a new logo, and it might have that as like a t-shirt or something like that as a thank you for supporting the channel. So channel's not dead. We're going to keep on going. We've got plenty of other things to do. This garage is always buzzing with something to do, but I think I'm going to try a lot of things out on the Vectra. So that's going to be awesome. Thank you all so much for watching. What video I'm going to leave you with now, it's just my thoughts at the time. This is the final video I ever saw of Marilyn, my beautiful 2002 flame red Monaro, or red hot Monaro, I think it was called. Whatever the one that was red, not the orange one. I think that was flame red. So I will leave you with those last few thoughts. You'll see the car for the last time. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your messages as well in the Monday video. I really appreciate it. My wife's doing okay. She literally just got a little burn on her arm from the airbag. So it was actually on her right arm, yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. Remember, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to try and get more into that. I'm sorry if I haven't answered everyone's questions. It's just been a little bit hectic lately. So appreciate you all. Thank you for understanding. Till next time, guys. My name's Matt. This is Panda Garage. We're going to keep on going. And enjoy this video of the last time we'll see Marilyn. So thank you, and I'll see you next week. Might be the last time I ever see her. What a car. What a car that's been. I'm so proud that I got to own that thing. It's an absolute beauty. Don't always get a fairy tale ending in the end, do you? That's okay. That's why there's
plenty of cars out there, plenty of passions to chase. So I guess in the end, we move on, we move forward, and hopefully we find something in the future we can work on and build up new memories on. So it's hard to sort of see it go, but you never know. They might say that she can be fixed. You just never know. It's emotional to see you go. Second in a moment. Even to the end, the guy drove it onto the tow truck. She never gave up. That's the end. I just forgot, guys. I'll chuck this on the end, but there's a stockpile of videos from the cruise, and there's a few videos from the Monaro still to come. So I'll be putting them out in the next few weeks. But I'll see you next week. Sometimes it might be with an older video, might be with a new one. I don't know. So I'll see you then.